Welcome to game 2 of the series. This will be Luvnest Soviets against RedxWings Oster. We're going to see guard, rifle combined arms, shock rifle, and armored assault versus RedxWings Ostrupen. Jaeger armor, I think. No, fortified armor. And Festung support. Pretty interesting. 2 pile opening, Grenadiers hitting the field now. And Luvnest is going to head left with his combat engineers and start fielding conscripts to take control of the central fuel.
We have liberated the objective. Pioneer squad.
Soldiers ready. Good work, comrades. This now belongs to us.
Okay, Vladimir Putin. Thank you, by the way, very much for all of your donations.
We have taken it.
It's very appreciated.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Conscripts here. It is now under our
Conscripts
control.
moving to take control of everything left, get control of the strategic points, and these combat engineers are going to take that strategic point, get control of the munitions as well.
Engineers ready
These
for
piles
assignment.
moving to take
Our
control of
territory is
the
falling into
fuel right
enemy
there.
hands.
Grenadiers kind of hanging back here in yellow cover.
You found
Piles
something?
making their way up the right side to grab that strategic point.
Grenadiers reporting.
And these Grenadiers are making their way center. Conscripts flanking towards the fuel point. Another conscript squad flanking really deep around behind just in case of an MG. But unfortunately, there is no machine gun for RedxWings yet. This conscript squad engaging against Pios here on Luvnest's fuel is falling a little low. Pios will retreat a little early just to be safe because there's quite a few conscripts in the retreat path. Grenadiers will continue to engage at long range against those conscripts for now. Pios look like they should probably get away. Green cover going up on RedxWings fuel point, and it doesn't look like he has anything that's going to be able to stop that from happening, at least not,
Taking what we have secured.
I don't know, maybe. If that machine gun can set up in time, but it doesn't look like it. Those conscripts are probably going to get that green cover built and be able to secure this fuel.
Sandbag wall finished.
Ooh, but they do get suppressed before they can jump into the green cover, and Grenadiers charging into short range will probably be able to force the retreat. So it looks like RedxWings didn't get there in time to stop the sandbags getting built, but will get there in time to win the engagement.
We have a new
Once they're done,
scout
RedxWings
car at our
will
disposal.
get back full control of his fuel point.
Scout car. White scout car ready for orders.
I don't get that joke. That political humor has gone to beyond my knowledge.
We have
Someone will have to explain that to me.
Now the enemy has nowhere to hide.
Is that some European country? I don't know. I'm too American, I'm sorry. M3 making its way towards the center.
You have
Has
orders for
a
us. Squad replenished.
flamethrower inside, making its way right to push away the Pios, throwing up
The hard part will be keeping it.
barbed wire over there.
Structure complete. We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Pios taking control of the right side strategic point. These Grenadiers grabbing the
Soviet
victory
HQ
point.
now includes a field hospital, but only for those who are seriously wounded. Be brave, comrades!
We serve.
Grenadiers taking control of the center. Conscripts engaging against these Pios.
Scout car.
And they're going to get chased away by the flamethrower and the M3 over here. Forced to retreat. Grenadiers engaging against this combat engineer squad over here on the right side. Full squad of Pios wiped by Luvnest right there. who has chosen guard rifle combined arms tactics, by the way. So, Luvnest will have access to guards this game, but no T-3485s. RedxWings making his way straight down the middle again to take control of this fuel point. We'll have both fuel points under his control briefly, but having lost one squad of Pyos is going to hurt a little bit. Conscripts making their way down the flank to grab the fuel, and the M3 is taking control of this cutoff point. Grenadiers engaging against conscripts, Urong into close range against them, will probably be able to force the retreat from those cons. They're pretty low. Pyos moving up to support especially. I don't know if he can win the engagement against both of these squads. There's that retreat. Might be a close engagement. Those conscripts on the flank will be forced away, but the M3 is decapped at this point, and RedxWings is cut off completely from all of his territory. That Grenadier squad will be forced away, but it looks like Pyos will win the engagement against these conscripts, and as soon as they're forced to retreat, this fuel point will be decapped, and neither player will hold either of the central fuels. At least I think those Pyos are going to win. Yeah, there they go. Both fuels decapped, neither player has them. Guards hitting the field now. M3 is pulled back for some repairs here in the north. And guards are going to try and reconnect the south fuel by taking control of the left side cutoff. Probably be able to send something to get these other territories under his control soon as well.
Squad at full strength. Grenadier squad at full strength.
Man, I don't think I've ever gotten so many donations in one day before. This is like so strange. I'm so happy about it though. It's such a good way to celebrate me getting partnership. Thanks everybody so much for your support. I do appreciate it, even if I'm not smart enough to understand all of the political humor. I'll Google who Merkel is after this stream, so I can keep up with my European audience.
Ready.
Tellermine going down here on RedxWings' flank on the right side. What was that? Oh, mine. Mine on that Grenadier squad. But they will get away with one model remaining. This Grenadier squad has to disengage a little bit from those conscripts. The guards are currently making their way across the left flank, upgraded with DP machine guns. Anything they engage, they will pretty much be able to beat as long as they don't get suppressed by a machine gun. RedxWings is pretty much just bunkering down here on his own fuel point as hard as he can for now. Doesn't want to get caught overextended by that M3 with the flamethrower inside, and is just trying to survive on victory points in his one fuel point.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector. The Russians are attacking!
Sorry, misclick. Thank you, Zonkik.
We are losing a sector.
Pyos taking control of the strategic point over here on the left side. MG42 setting up to fire on the conscripts right there.
Reconnaissance Stuka, fueled and ready to fly.
Support armor corps going up here in the
Enemy forces are securing our
Osterre
territory.
base. What? That one, I'm pretty sure that one doesn't even make any sense. MG42 making its way to the center. Rifle grenade? No. RedxWings going down to those guards pretty quick. He's just trying to get the victory point recaptured so he won't be triple capped. He finally gets tier 3 up, trying again to make it to Panzer IV. He won't have access to the command tank for another 4 CPs, so probably just, I think, gonna go Panzer IV unless he goes Ostwind. Which I guess might also be plausible. And we also have tier 3 here in Luvnest base. And his first tier 3 unit will be arriving much earlier.
Even Yuri can't hit something.
We are awaiting orders. Enemy forces are capturing our supplies. Orders?
M3 chases away a Pio squad right. PPSH conscripts and guards working the left. I'll have to be careful with those PPSHs if he wants to try and get them into close range, which apparently it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do. Guards catch them in completely open ground.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Combat engineers taking control of the center victory point, and Minesweeper Pios are making their way left to grab that VP.
Contact with enemy infantry. We have our PPSHs. They are wiping us out. German. You orders, comrade.
M3 flanking the MG42 right there. This one does have an arc on it though, dealing minor damage to it at range. A lot of squads trying to move up on the flank of that machine gun, bring it down from a distance outside the arc of fire of this one. Can't advance too much further. They bring that Grenadier squad down quite low, and the machine gun will have to reposition into green cover. Full squad of Grenadiers almost dies to PTRS snipes there in the middle, and the flamethrower is moving to try and clean it up, but it will get away just barely. MG42 setting up to fire on the M3 will push it back off of RedxWings' fuel, and at this point he's just desperately clawing for territory to try and make it to his Panzer IV, which is still so far away, and a T-34 is already on the field making its way straight down the center of the map. Over here on the left,
Engineer standing by.
Minesweeper Pios will get chased off by guards and conscripts, and a mortar is on the field now for RedxWings, which he might be able to use to bleed Luvnest's advances a little bit, but that T-34 is a pretty serious concern, and it's a problem to which RedxWings has no solution. He does not, in fact, even have a Tier 2 structure up right now because of his decision to rush Tier 3.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Conscripts taking control of the right side strategic point, throwing up some green cover over here. Will cut RedxWings off completely, and he's now contained entirely in his base.
We are ready.
We must defend our headquarters.
Small arms fire. Infantry contact. Heavy flanks here. MG team has been promoted. We're being massacred.
Conscripts setting up over here in green cover.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
They'll be forced from that cover pretty soon. They're falling pretty low. Grenadiers charging into close range. A little bit of friendly fire though. Over here on the left side, PPSH conscripts shut down that attempt to take any territory by those Grenadiers pretty easily. MG42 moving to set up here on the central fuel, but it doesn't look like RedxWings is really breaking through on any front, and I think he's given up on any any attempts to make it to Panzer IV, unless he was planning to go Stug all along, which is plausible. Hopefully he'll be able to push that T-34 away with this, but he does need to provide vision with his Pios, or extra range by hulling down, which is apparently what he's going to do. Tellermine right there, and M3 can't get too close. No! Tellermine destroys the M3. Flamethrower inside is brought to one man. Stug is taking long shots thanks to hull down on that T-34, some of which are bouncing though. It will also destroy the green cover position of those guards and give RedxWings a little bit of room to breathe and allow him to maybe get back control of this fuel point. Minesweeper will clean up a mine over there on the right side as well.
Points remaining.
Stug will break its hull down and continue moving forward. Did Kamka get banned by Moobot? Sorry, Kamka.
Pioneer squad, ready for orders.
MG-42 setting up, facing towards the left.
Yes? Stalin sent his dog! Soviet forces are engaging us!
Needs to move up a little bit. Also needs to be careful of T-34 flanks, though. He's doing his best, Hitler. Come on, give him a break. He's using hull-down Stugs. This isn't exactly easy to pull off. Maybe if you would have allocated better tanks to this battlefront, he wouldn't be in this situation right now. Stug doing the best it can, taking shots at stuff. Doesn't do very much damage to those guards. They will be forced away. Couple squads moving up to take control of the center. Mortar detonates a mine. That was pretty lucky. There's a second T-34 for Luvnest, which is going to make things very dangerous for that Stug. Again, there's no tier 2 from Red Wings at all, so he still has no AT guns. There's not very much to protect that Stug from just getting killed by T-34s diving it, and Red Wings also has no real munitions coming in, so he can't plant any more mines to protect his flanks either. If those T-34s dive him, he has enough munitions for one Panzerfaust, and he's just going to have to rely on Miracle Micro and RNG to save his Stugs, or his one Stug, if those T-34s do decide to go in on him. But it doesn't look like Luvnest has any intention of doing that because it doesn't really need to. He's got the entire map under his control. Red Wings is only just barely holding on to one victory point. Stug is going to hide in this corner where it will be very difficult to flank. It's getting hulled down again, so we'll be able to protect against an assault from this direction briefly. But not much beyond that. Luvnest is up to 180 fuel, but he doesn't have any late game Collins to spend it on, so he's just going to probably keep making tier 3. There's an ML-20 in his base, and it's firing on Red Wings' defensive line here, but it looks like it's going to be kind of a little off target. Mortar putting pressure on the conscripts on Red Wings' cutoff, and force them from their cover eventually. Minesweeper Pios spot a lot of mines here in the middle. They're everywhere. They obviously can't stick around to sweep them. Hold down Stug, takes a couple shots at the T-34, but it looks like they all missed or bounced. Grenadiers trying to get to safety away from that thing, if possible. Still no... Oh, there it is, finally! Tier 2 from Red Wings to give him access to AT guns. Panzerfaust on this T-34 will damage its engine, sort of. At least prevent it from chasing those Grenadiers down on the retreat. Looks like they're going to hit this mine, though. And conscripts with PPSHs will clean them up. Stug is moving to try and deal with that damaged engine T-34, but this one is moving in from the other flank. Another Panzerfaust to damage that one's engine, but still no AT gun on the field for Red Wings. This Stug is going to try to avoid that T-34 by advancing very aggressively against this one. He needs to get one more shot off to finish the job. There it goes. T-34 out of control, and it's destroyed. Stug has not taken any damage yet. Needs to rotate about to fire on this damaged engine T-34 and get out of range, if at all possible. It's going backpedaling as quickly as it can. Flamethrower is wiping these Grens, though. The terrain difference is making it very difficult for the Stug to hit anything. So far, missing all shots, and conscripts are closing into close range for AT grenade, and it will get off, and I think that Stug is about to take engine damage of its own. No, it does not penetrate. It does not penetrate, but the Stug is probably 1, maybe 2 hits from death. Red Wings needs to get that AT gun on the field and try and get victory points under control as well, losing control of the map very quickly, although the fact that he killed the T-34 without losing anything definitely is good. Stug moves up to try and kite that T-34 to death while it has an opportunity to do so. Can't get too close, and I don't think shots can penetrate through this forest. T-34 is trying to get back to safety, but that Stug should not round this corner, and it will pull back for repairs by these Pios. Grenadiers do slow the victory point bleed over here on the VP, but PPSH conscripts are moving to put heavy pressure on them. Sturmovik being called in on Red Wings base, and there's an AT gun to put a lot of pressure on that T-34. Stug moving up to try and maybe seal the deal. PPSH conscripts wiped the Grenadiers over here on the right side with Hit the Dirt. Nice use of Hit the Dirt right there. AT gun is chasing. MG42 will pin those guards, and the Stug will move for a crush maneuver. There they go. Will be forced to completely retreat. T-34 continues to backpedal back to safety as well as it can. AT gun sets up to take a shot. ML-20 firing in this area to try and deter this push by Red Wings. Sturmovik does huge damage to the AT gun and Stug. Conscripts oorahing into close range on the AT gun and Stug. No! AT grenade, and it's destroyed. That Stug couldn't pull off a miracle. Takes down one T-34 before being destroyed itself. The triple gap against Red Wings will continue. With only 91 points remaining, he loses his AT gun, almost all Grenadiers. Sturmovik also bleeding him in the base. And that will probably be GG. And another challenger defeated by Luvnest. Well, I saw a pretty nice attempt by Red Wings this game, and in all fairness, Luvnest played mobile defense in Game 1 and guard rifle combined arms in Game 2. I think this series could be a pretty good contender for the Coco Jambo Award. I don't know. We'll have to do some review of it to think about what we think about that. That's going to conclude the series, though. Well played, Luvnest, and he will take out his 14th challenger.